My name is Tim.
Wonderful. So what were you experiencing before you discovered NUCCA that brought you in? What kind of pain or symptoms were you experiencing?
This all happened while I was at work, and it was a sudden condition. Suddenly I lost the left side of my body. I ended up with a weakness on my upper part of my body and my leg, completely through my arm, my hand, my leg, my foot. It was sudden. I was standing when it happened. There was no traumatic incident that made this occur. It just happened.
Wow.
And I couldn't walk.
Wow.
I lost use of my leg and my hand so severely that I couldn't even walk.
Wow.
Again, it was at work. I had to leave work. I went to home, which is just a mile from where I work, and immediately went to the hospital. I thought I was having a stroke.
Yeah.
When I was at the hospital, obviously, when you come into the hospital in an emergency and you're a potential stroke victim, they take immediate care of you.
Right.
I spent 2 nights and 3 days in the hospital.
Wow.
I had several tests done. I had 2 MRIs, and then I had an echocardiogram done, and a lot of blood work, and a lot of other tests. And when I left the hospital 3 days later, after seeing 5 different physicians, a neurologist, and several other doctors, nobody had a diagnosis for the condition that I had.
Wow.
Nobody knew what was wrong with me.
Wow.
Neurologically, they couldn't explain my condition. In other words, they didn't have a real diagnosis for what happened to me. So,
But you were still experiencing
yeah,
the weakness.
I still had the weakness. It wasn't as severe. It had lessened up a little bit, but not to the level to where I could function as a normal person. I still was severely crippled, on my left side. I could walk, but it was, I fell down. Every day I would fall down.
Wow.
Just doing your normal routines, like showering and getting dressed was really hard to do by myself. It was almost impossible.
So this was like a life-changing moment for you.
Oh,
all of a
everything
sudden.
stopped. I'm
Yeah.
a very active person, relatively in good condition for my age, very physically. I'm an outdoorsman, and I do a lot of hiking and things of that. So yeah, my life completely changed.
Wow.
When this occurred, it just was instantaneous, and my life changed. I couldn't do anything.
So then how did you hear about the office, and what time frame were you looking
Well,
at?
what happened was, my previous career, I was in aerospace. I was a process engineer. So in that world of aerospace, it's very analytical. You have to have a root cause and a corrective action for anything that's abnormal or not to spec, right? So that's how I approached this physical condition that I had. What's the root cause? What's happening to me? Well, all of the specialists and doctors that I've seen, and after the hospital visit, I went back to a neurologist 3 times. My employer had been a patient here at this facility and had seen a lot of good results from the corrections that he had.
Okay.
So he educated me with NUCCA. And because I didn't have any answers from the professional medical field, specialists even, on how to become healthy again, I had to give this a try.
Yeah.
So I did. I came in and had measurements taken, and lots of photographs or x-rays, and I was told at that time that I was out of alignment, that I had a severe change in my alignment in my spine and my neck.
Okay.
So we made an adjustment, and on the day of the adjustment, I tell everybody this: I literally crawled in here And when I left from that first visit, I walked out.
Wow.
So obviously there was, through the adjustment, there was some type of release from the spine. That correction at the neck was enough to take the pressure off my spinal cord to where somehow that communication started again.
Yeah.
And I could actually move.
Wow.
I actually could control my arm and my leg. Now there was still some weakness there, but again, my arm and my leg hadn't been used in almost 2 months, 2.5 months.
Wow.
So, yeah, it's life changing. Now I've jogged. I used to run, and now I've only had this adjustment for just a few days, and I've actually done my first little jog.
Amazing.
Now I'm not going to challenge it too much. I only jogged for a mile, but it's really neat to know that 2 weeks ago my life was over with as far as the way it used to be.
Right.
And now I have an answer to the problem and the solution, and it's been corrected, and I'm on a path of healing that I didn't have an answer for before this all occurred.
So you have your hope back.
Yeah, exactly. It's for me, it's life changing because I'm old, but I'm not that old to where I'm still active. And before, I didn't have a hope of it for a cure.
Right.
Because there was no answers.
Right.
And now through this correction, I can see again. There's a lot of other little things that I've noticed in my health in this short period of time. My blood pressure is reduced. I breathe better. I sleep a lot more restful. This last week I've had really deep sleep.
That's amazing.
And I feel better. Right, I can feel subtle changes, and this has just been a short period of time.
Right.
I had the very first significant change, but since then I've noticed other benefits.
So you came in for one thing, and you've seen additional
things
that you didn't even think.
Yes, I've only had 2 visits, and the changes that I've experienced are phenomenal.
Amazing.
Phenomenal. So.
Well, we're excited for you. We're excited to see this continue and see what else you see as a benefit.
I am too. I look forward to my future visits and correcting my health through my spinal condition, through my alignment.
Absolutely.
So,
Well,
yeah.
Thank you for sharing your story. Appreciate
You're welcome.
it.
Yeah.